The scheduled arraignment of the suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, at the Federal Capital Territory High Court, Abuja, has been stalled. While Mr. Emefiele was in court, the second defendant, Sadat Yaro, was absent, and this informed the decision of the court to adjourn till 23rd of August. Judiciary correspondent Celestina Area has more.
It is the second time the Department of State Services will be charging the suspended CBN governor to court. Mr. Emefiele was first arraigned before Justice Nicholas Owebo of the Federal High Court, Lagos, on a 2-count charge of illegal possession of firearms, to which he pleaded not guilty. Justice Owebo had granted bail to Mr. Emefiele in the sum of 20 million naira and one surety in like sum. The court ordered that Mr. Emefiele should be remanded at the Ikoyi Correctional Center pending the perfection of his bail conditions. After proceedings on that day, the DSS rearrested Mr. Emefiele and took him in custody despite the orders of the court. Now, he had been brought before Justice Hamza Mwazu of the FCT High Court Maitama on the 20-count charge of illegal procurement of over 98 vehicles and armored buses to the tune of 9.6 billion naira. Mr. Emefiele is expected to be arraigned alongside a CBN employee, Sadat Yaro, and her company, April 1616 Investment Limited. At the day proceedings, counsel to the federal government and Director of Public Prosecution of the Federation, Mohammed Abubakar, told Justice Hamza Mwazu that Sadat Yaro took ill in the morning, hence was unable to make it to the court. Mr. Abubakar apologized to the court and applied for a new date for arraignment. The request for adjournment was not opposed by Kilolu Kayinde, a senior advocate of Nigeria who stood for Mr. Emefiele. Justice Mwazu subsequently fixed 23rd August for the arraignment.
Now they told us that Emefiele has cases to answer on matters that have to do with terrorism. We expected that the charges will reflect terrorism count charges. Unfortunately, or surprisingly, what we saw was matter bordering on procurement, that he gave contract for the award of land cruisers. Gentlemen, this is a charade.
Operatives of the Department of State Services who brought Mr. Emefiele to court under watertight security to avoid security breaches returned him to their custody immediately after the proceedings.
The alleged offences committed by the suspended CBN governor is contrary to Section 19 of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act 2000. If found guilty, Mr. Emefiele may be sentenced to 5 years imprisonment without an option of fine. Celestina Area, TVC News, Abuja.